Okay, now we have our spine, the hinges already, the 2 covers, the 3 sheets, 8 pieces of this. I already cut 8 papers, everything with the same mm, size of the die. Okay, and then now what I am going to do, because I want to use this beautiful window in my front cover, let me show you in here. But I don't know, I think the chipboard is too thin, so I cut with this is the 4th die from the outside to the inside, and this is the next one. So what I did here, I cut 1 piece of chipboard, the same that I use here, which is really thin, and then in a leftover piece of 2 millimeters, no, this is 1.5 millimeters chipboard, I just draw all around, and then with my cutting knife, I just cut everything and stick them together. Also, I cut a piece of chipboard that measure 2 by 4.25 because I want to embellish the here. So let me tell you what else I have. If I can find, I use these dies that I have. The dies are from Art, Russian brand, and I use this one. So I made a shaker. I cut, I don't remember, 4, 5, 6, 7 times I cut the die, and then I add in the back some acetate here, and I need to remove the plastic already. This is filled with some beads and little things, and then the one that is on the top, I just use this this embossing powder is Wow embossing glitter sparkling snow. Okay, and of course I have another piece of acetate on the back of this, and then I just fill the bottom and then just add this here. And I have this piece of paper that I want to add here. I'm going to stick this in the back because now these 2 pieces I have, well, I had a piece of linen and I just stick that to the piece of paper. So I'll be using this to cover my spine and to cover this. Okay, in the same way that I cover here, I'm going to cover this, and then we will continue. Okay, I add some clips just to hold it and be sure it is a stick. Now we are going to attach our sheets, and I am going to add the glue here and here, and then we will be ready to attach it here. I'm going to tell you how much you are going to measure from the bottom to the top. Okay, I am going to put my hinges at 1/2 inch from the bottom to the top. Yes, 1/2 inch. So let's start. I'm going to make my mark here because it's going to be quite easy. Okay. Now I have my mark, and we just need to align the first one the other one, and I'm going to start with the back, okay? Okay. There we go. And now we just need to pull the flaps to the top, you see? I mean, I am completely wrong. This is my top side. So I'm going to start with this, with the first one. I was watching the bow direction and definitely it was wrong. I'm happy that I see it. This needs to dry before you try to move it from one side to the other one, okay? It's better if you wait until this is dry. Perfectly dry. Now let's add glue to the next one. And now I am just going to align here and here, and this is just great. Okay. I am just pulling up or moving my fingers from the bottom to the top, okay? And it's important to be sure this is stick all the way down and up. And now these two are aligned, and I can use one of these to attach the last one here. Oh my god, to come here. And now one more time, we just need to align this with this two, and when this is aligned, I can pull this up. And now continue in here. Try to move to the bottom, from the bottom to the top, because you don't want to see bubbles here, okay? Okay, now we just can let this dry. The next step is to add one of these on each sheet and both sides, of course, and then I am going to add my decorated paper. I am going to do the same in all these except the cover and back cover. Okay, I'll do that and we continue. Now with all my papers attached, now it's time to attach these two pieces. Now you need to see that you have the same space here in the bottom and on the top, and you are going to add the glue only in these flaps. Okay, it's really important. You cannot add glue in the back, just in both flaps. That's really important. Because if not, you are going to have troubles moving the sheets. Okay, now okay, so it's time to attach it, and first check if you have the same space in the top and in the bottom, and then just attach it. This. Now this other side as well. I am just using my bone folder and pressing here in the very edge and all this to the bottom. Okay, and again you need to wait until this is dry. The album is almost ready. Of course, I am going to add some mats for pictures here, and I'm going to show you that's already done, because even in this way you can add the pictures just here. I am going to cover here because this is not going to be for a little girl or boy. Okay, this is a present, but it's already grown up. So as soon as this is ready, we are going to attach this, but you need to hold your album in this way because you need to align it here and with the bottom. And you can see here I have about 1/4 of an inch without glue, so I'm going to add my glue, but I am not going up there. Okay, but I want this to be really thick, so I am going to add a little glue here, and I think here I don't need it. So it's better if you stand up your album and align it here. Okay, there we go. Now carefully And of course, before you want to add the back cover, you need to wait that this piece is completely dried. Okay, it's quite important. One more time, just check if this is aligned in the top and in this side, which it is. Really, really pretty. And this needs to dry, and you need to stop moving this. So now let me attach the back. Okay. I already have prepared my cardstock and my paper, but to attach it here, but I need to wait until this dries. Okay, that's important. Okay. All right, and one more time, I am just going to stand this up. Okay. And as I told you, I'm going to wait that this is dried to attach my paper inside. This is going to be in the back, and this is going to be in the front. And for the here, I am just going to attach this, and I am thinking if I should add some ribbon as a closure. Probably it's going to be better to use a ribbon. And this is the album already finished, and I am going to tell you what I did all around the album. I told you that I wanted to add a ribbon as a closure, so I stick the ribbon in the blue cover and in the back as well, and then I cover it with my name here. As you can see, I use some rhinestones here in this side and in this one. Here I just use this beautiful die cut, and I cut it maybe 8 times to make something that I can play with it. Okay, it's covered with the same, let me see where it is, the embossing powder that I use is sparkling snow. Okay, now this beautiful window is from Alchemy of Art, and I really love it. I just add here and there some gilded flakes, and then these tiny half spheres, or I don't know how you call it. And because this is going to be a gift, I attached this with some Let me tell you, resin. I use this resin in my lamp, this one, to secure it. Okay, now this is a die cut that I use all around the album, and this is from Alchemy of Art as well. This one is from Fantasy, and the flowers are handmade, and of course I use some I forgot the name, these tiny bits of shiny, okay, and this metal tab just to put inside this paper, and then the person who receives it will be able to add her name here and put it inside again. Okay, let's move inside. All my pages are exactly the same except for this one, because here in the paper there was a kid's birthday theme, and this is not for a kid, so I covered it with a piece of paper, and then I made these mats. The blue, it measured 3¼ by 5¼ I embossed that, and I made my corners. The paper that I used was this one, which is this one as well, but I used some distress ink, and then I applied the let me show you wax. The wax that I use, I don't remember. I think it metallic wax. Okay, so I made a bunch of these, and all the pages I made one of this one, but this is stuck here because I don't have space to glue it. Okay, and I add a little envelope. This is also a die from Alchemy of Art, and I really love it because I am going to write a message here, and you can see here I use my beautiful birds and butterflies. All of them are of alchemy as well. Some of the dies that I already have in my stash, it's what I use. Here is just some decoration, more of these beautiful rhinestones. And what I did here, I stick in the top and in the bottom, and to all of these, well, I use this little clip, but I just cut pieces, long strips of paper that measure 9½, and then I score at 3 3 1/8 and 3¼ and then 6½, yes, 6 3/8, and no, this is 6½ and 6 5/8 of an inch. In that way I can slide this here inside in the bag, but we can add a picture here and here, or our 4x6, just cut it in half and place them here, and we have space here, here, and these 3 panels as well to add more pictures. So all of them are going here inside. And where is my clip? I don't know where I left my clip, but we have the clips here. These beautiful tiny tabs are from a German brand that I don't remember the name, but I love them, and I use them to pull the sheet to the side. Okay, and here I add some little, they are not pearls, this is wood. Okay, and of course I use the same for everything, a little bit of die cut the image, the flower, some lace, and one of these in all of them. And you can see here they are all the same, they are all removable, so we can add as much as we can. And that's it. All of these pieces of paper measure exactly the same, and I think this is something really beautiful and nice if you want to give something special. Handmade, it's more special, of course, and I hope you like it and you will give it a try. Remember, you can use any paper that you have and decorate it as much as you want, but if you want to add more volume, you need to make the hinges wider, okay, because you need to add space for that. So this is it, and I hope you like it, and you will tag me if you made something inspired by this beautiful mini album. Thank you for joining me. I always appreciate so much your comments. I read them always, and of course I answer them as well. And I would love if you can give me a like in this video and share it, as well as give me a comment here. Thank you so much.